talking with Nurgling last week was just really nice. It was nice to have a chat. It's kind of what I miss with this podcast, is the opportunity to have chats with like-minded people who have interesting backgrounds and can talk cogently for a short period of time at least about what makes them interesting. And I thought it was very nice to have finally the opportunity, as I said to him at the start, which wasn't actually aired, to have a good conversation. I'm really interested in seeing the direction he takes, actually, with regards to his fiction work. He has published some more videos, and I've looked at them. I've actually seen his Chaos Dwarf video because I've known Nurgling's work for quite some time, or at least the past 3 years. So the stuff that he posted was all from 3 years ago in his Patreon feed associated with Why Chaos Dwarves. And it's very interesting how sympathetic I am. I've been able to start taking out my miniatures that I plan on actually using for Warhammer the Old World. And part of this is associated with a company called Custom Meeples. You need spacer trays that take 20mm by 20mm bases and turn them to 25mm by 25mm. And this was a service that I thought Custom Meeple offered. I put quite some money into them, or just short of €100, and got back some trays which unfortunately wouldn't fit my miniatures, or wouldn't fit all my miniatures, or would only fit a small subset of my miniatures, and recorded videos and stuff accordingly. And I've gotten a partial refund from Custom Meeple, thankfully, finally, so I can wash my hands of that. It also got me in contact with Ron Kleiss, who's a long-term friend through Model Rail Radio, and maybe even a listener to this particular podcast, in order to make replacement trays. Well, trays, actually, that fit the specification and fit my specifications in particular. So I'm receiving a tray today, a test tray, which has a variety of different dimensions, and I'm going to try my various models in the dimensions to see what works out the best, and then order accordingly, which seems quite laboured in some regard, but actually quite necessary to actually get what I need, which unfortunately Custom Meeples just didn't offer. So I don't know, I'm a bit kind of confused with what the offer is, because it's a partial refund, it seems to indicate that they're going to send some stuff to me. I'm not really sure what stuff that actually is. I don't really care at this stage. I'm just bored with the whole process. It's funny how I get into these points of conflict with regards to stuff which ultimately oftentimes relates to miniatures and wargaming and various other things. But this was something that I just thought, if I can get it done easily, I'll get it done easily. And I'm looking forward to working with Ron Kleiss to get some of these movement trays. I'm actually incredibly positive about Warhammer the Old World. And maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe it's stupidity. Maybe I have been, slighted previously by Games Workshop, and I'm just looking for something which is a good experience. I got the Talking Miniatures books, the first two books of the series, sent to me. I mean, you've got on one side the Kev Adams book, which I've already narrated with regards to Nurgling, and you've got Dice Men, which is a surveying, and this is a surveying plus a series of talking interviews. So they're not traditional interviews in kind of dense text. They're so-and-so asks a question, so-and-so gives an answer, so-and-so asks a question, so-and-so gives an answer, which is an interesting format and worked very well with the Citadel Journals when they did these kind of interviews. But I don't know, I'm getting a little bit old for that. But certainly maybe slightly better than the Kev Adams book, and I'm going to have to look through it and see more. I've really only thumbed through the first of the two books. But, time will give an opportunity to have a look through that. It seems very interesting that all these people are looking for kind of back-in-the-day remembrances and also selling them, and obviously I'm buying them. So far be it from me to complain about these books that are coming out currently. But, yeah, I come to this thing, and you'll see this in the Nurgling interview, with a particular kind of perspective and a particular kind of wants. Givens and druthers, they say in the Model Rail community. Well, my givens are such and my druthers are such. Tom Barbalan, Las Vegas, Nevada, signing out.